with U2, you've got a band that have been together longer than any other band. You've got the same lineup for over 30 years. There's no other band that have done that. They've got the same management for 30 years. They're very loyal, you know, and I think that's what's kept them together. Well, I think the independents basically look after themselves. They do things with integrity. I think they actually believe in the music they release. I think there's a lot more passion with independent labels, and I'm a big, you know, I believe in the independent probably more. I think the best music is independent or unsigned. You know, although I work with you could say some of the biggest bands, that's only about 10% of what I do. And a lot of the great labels and the real people that really care are independents, and they tend to follow. Obviously they need to make money, they need to run a business, but they do seem to put the music first, and everybody attached from the artist, you know, everybody cares what they're doing. In a way, it's back to the days of the 60s and the 70s and probably the 80s, before it became controlled by the majors. So the independents for me are the real deal. So I think as long as they're making good music, and you know, obviously they haven't got the budgets of the majors, but in this day and age you don't always need the budgets. A lot of money has been wasted in the past, and not always with great results. So now to have independents that can afford affordable recording, mixing engineers, mastering, you know, I'll always try my best to accommodate a tight budget, especially if I like the music. So I think there's options for the independents to move forward and be successful.
I'm a great believer that the best work is premeditated, is the work that's put together by people that have a vision, and that vision already exists, and they go after that vision. It's very interesting to see the shift in the way the music is made today, that a lot of people are blindly looking for something that catches their attention, and that becomes the focus of what they're doing. An example is, you look at all the virtual instruments, millions of presets, and I've seen music makers that just try preset number 1, they go, no, I don't like that one. Go to preset number 2, and they go, oh, I like that. So they write a little line for preset number 2, and they get to preset 64, they like it, they write a little something for preset number 64, but they don't have the final product in their minds. So it's almost like this blind search for something, you don't know what it is. Maybe you get lucky and you have a good song at the end. Maybe you get unlucky, so you don't have a good song at the end. I feel that if you have a frame of reference and it's solid in your mind, and you search for it, the music that you make may not be liked by your peers or by the people that you would like to impress, but it will be true to you. And like a portrait album, that music will be you at that moment in time, and hopefully many, many years from now, when your grandchild comes to you and says, what did it feel like to be a 20-odd-year-old? You say, well, listen to this record. That's me when I was a 20-odd-year-old, and now you know who I am by listening to this record. Maybe it didn't sell, but it's who you are.
So if I could talk to myself 20 years ago, I'd say just don't be afraid to ask lots of questions of all the professionals out there you can find to ask questions of. Back 20 years ago, I was kind of a, you know, there was a feeling that you kind of had to know a certain amount, you had to already have that knowledge. And so that would be my one key thing I'd say to people, like, don't be afraid to ask questions. Go out there and do the research. Trial and error is fine. Don't be afraid of looking like, you know, you don't know what you're doing, you know, because the reality is you don't. Yeah, so make the mistakes. They're often, as so often in the process as well, you know, you make a mistake, it turns out to be a happy mistake. In other words, that mistake can be the defining thing which makes that record the record it should be. But yeah, ask questions, and don't be afraid to ask, and relax. You know, when you're young, you've got a little bit of time. Don't panic. Just go for it.